G'day guys, welcome back. My name's Chris. This is I Ride Taz. This is our VL250 budget bobber build. And today we are going to install an eBay Sissybar. It'll go somewhere there. Hopefully it'll have a little bit of layback on it. We will get some angles right just to sort of try and get it to lay back a little bit and accentuate that 70s vibe that I'm going for. But before we get stuck into that, I am sponsored by chopthembob.com.au. Make sure you go to their website and check out some amazing designs and merchandise. Use iRideTaz10 on checkout and support a local Australian business, guys. But let's get into installing this Sissybar. Guys, this is the eBay Sissybar here. Really, actually quite surprised with the quality of this unit. It looks really good. The welds are nice, it's finished well, the chrome is nice. For $109, I was really stoked when it turned up. It was listed at $119, but I got one of those eBay special deals for $10 off. So for $109, absolutely perfect. It does come with a pillion pad, but we're not going to use that because this bike will never carry a pillion. Well, we won't chuck it. We'll just put it away for later. These are the mounting brackets. We're probably going to have to re-drill some holes and maybe cut it down. This one is for a Sportster, and I bought this because it's smaller and a little bit more delicate. But I do have these, which were for a diner, and I bought a Sissybar similar to this for my Triumph chopper that I built, and I ended up adapting the Givey box mounting plates to hold the Sissybar, which sounds weird, but it integrated into the bike perfectly, and it meant that I have these spare. So if we need to, we can use them and cut them down. They may look better, but we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, let's get stuck into this. Let's just set to work getting the seat, the side covers, and this trim off so that we can have a look at what we're up against. Phillips head. It's just going to have to hang there. There we go, that's out of the way. Phillips head. And a 6mm Allen key. I'll just head round to the other side and take the other side trim pieces off, but I won't bore you with that because it will be exactly the same as this. I decided to go with the smaller mounting plates. The others looked a bit chunky. This is more delicate, better quality, smaller holes. Just, yeah, decided to go with these. So let's put the Sissybar together. And then it's realistically just going to be drilling one hole to mount it. Yeah. This is going to go real close to fitting with almost zero modification. just gonna throw the screws that are for the pillion pad. So we're gonna go head of the bolt out. My only complaint is that these bolts are probably twice as long as they need to be, but it's a very, very minor complaint. These aren't nylock nuts. Blech. These aren't nylock nuts. So once we've screwed it down, bolted it down, we might be able to actually cut them off and neaten it up. So just ducked off to test fit it. I reckon it's going to be an 8. No, 10. Yep. My guessing game is not real good today. It's a 4. Yep. Tighten them up nice and tight. And we'll just nip these . Chuck those pieces in the bin. That is sorted. So let's go back over to the bike and start lining it up. Just even going to use the stock bolts and stock location because they're stainless and they're nice and they're not rounded out. But I do have some heavy duty washers to help clamp this down. Okay, I'll just whiz the other side in. Yeah, so I'm just going to nip this up tight enough to support its own weight, like so. And step back a bit and check out our angle, check out where we're going to drill our new hole. Yeah. Guys, technical difficulties. The video got corrupted. I had to pull it off YouTube, work out what was going on, couldn't. The files that I shot on the day were corrupted, and that created just a nightmare situation. A month on from shooting the video, the best I could do is just come back to the bike and do a recap and fill in that blank. I'm not curing cancer with these videos. This is a fairly simple install, and I really hope that you understand the difficulties and understand the sort of step in the process to get us back to where we were. I've also had to cover some of the additional modifications I've done so that there's still a surprise in the next video. But guys, bottom line is that I sort of drilled a hole, or where we left off, I was fiddling with the angle, just sort of stepping back and forward, getting the angle of the Sissybar correct so that it looked pleasing and it sort of met the angle of the forks and those sorts of things. It's a personal thing. I can't really explain. It just looks right in my head, and that's where I decided. I didn't measure any angles, and I can't really tell you other than you will know. The problem is though that you need enough meat to drill through, and so you can't just whack it right back. So there was a little bit of toing and froing, and we got that sorted. I just drilled a pilot hole through, and then I drilled a 6mm for this M6 bolt, and then I reassembled it using the stock mounting points, and I think you agree it looks amazing. From there, you had a tail sticking out about 75mm, because obviously the mounting points on a Sportster are different. So I had this sticking out, I had a stock hole drilled in it, didn't look terrible, but I decided to cut it off, and I cut it off using just a cutting wheel. I used 100mm, and then I used a flap disc, 80 grit, just to round it off and clean it up. Again, I'm not great at measuring things, so I just used a 20-cent piece to get the curve, and then I rounded it off. I did all that while it was mounted to the bike because there's plenty of room. I'm pretty confident with the angle grinder. I was confident that I wasn't going to nick the frame, and I didn't. And again, I think it looked absolutely amazing. While those trim pieces were off, I then dug out my paint pen, and I started to do some touch-ups, and that'll get us back to where we were in the video. And again, guys, I apologize for the technical difficulties. Thanks for your support. Just gonna touch up a few things here, guys. And I won't bore you with putting the seat and the battery cover back on. We're just going to go straight to the final reveal. So guys, there is the finished eBay Sissybar install, and to be honest, I couldn't be more stoked. I think it looks absolutely awesome. Bang for buck, it's probably the best mod so far. It took very little modification to get it to fit this bike, even though it's sold for a Harley Sportster. Yeah, this is really starting to come together quickly, this bike, and I'm really happy with how it's looking. Still a lot of build videos to go, and those build videos are on a Tuesday at 3:30 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. Hope you can join me then. Between this one and the next one, make sure you go to chopthebob.com.au and use iRideTaz10 on checkout for their cool merch. If you could subscribe, that would be amazing. 86% of you that are watching this video aren't subscribed. If you could just go down and hit subscribe for me, that would be amazing. If you'd like to support the build, you can do that on buymeacoffee.com/iRideTaz or paypal.me/iRideTaz, and that would be gratefully received as well. Because, yeah, I am absolutely stoked with how this bike is coming along. I hope you are too. I'll see you next Tuesday.